Hello everyone, it's time to get off that beaten track and go and explore in wild nature. It's May in England and we call it the merry month of May because all the plants are so radiant, joyful at being alive. So let's go further off the beaten track. Straight away I'm hit by the power and the majesty of this tree full of white blossom. And I'm aware of these rather mysterious looking plants. With their rather unusual flowers. So I'm going to switch off as I negotiate this track. See, I'll need to keep my both hands available to do this one. Down the last of it. Gamble. This is extremely young Himalayan balsam. Wonderful source for the bees for making honey. Despised by lots of so-called naturalists, they regard it to be a foreign invasive plant. And it lives here very happily regardless of anyone's attempts to dislodge it. There's the water. Introducing the lovely wild garlic. And now we can see it in flower. It's such a helpful thing to do if you want to embrace your true humanity, to become wild. And one of the simplest ways to do so is to consume, to take into your body wild plants or wild animals. It tunes you in. It nourishes your microbiome, which is all the microbiological creatures which inhabit you. Without these, you wouldn't be able to live. I'll have a whole film about the microbiome soon, but all I need you to know now is if you pick wild plants and you don't wash them, so choose a place where there's not going to be any dogs that's going to be doing their whatever. Choose a place like this which is wild. Pick your wild plants. You can see that no one's been into this. Pick your wild plants. And wild garlic goes in so many things. You can make a wild garlic pesto. You can make an omelette with wild garlic. Pretty much anything you want in the way of food with a plant or animal will be augmented very well by this beautiful, vibrant plant. And when you take this plant in raw, it goes really great in a juice as well, gives it a really interesting flavour. You're taking in the power of the green and the power of the actual wildness of the plant and the medicinal qualities of the garlic. So it's a triple winner straight away. Plus you're taking all the microbes which are friendly, which are on the plant, which are going to nourish your gut, your microbiome, and therefore your whole self. So I'm going to get on now and start picking. The only issue I find about picking wild plants is the hardest thing is to stop, especially when you can see it goes on further than the eye can see. And I know that no matter how much I pick, will just be the tiniest drop in the ocean. And this plant is so well established. It loves to grow in shady areas. You can see here we are in a little woodland valley with the river running beside it. These are possibly the most ideal conditions for the wild garlic. It absolutely loves being here, close to the water, with some tree cover for shelter and protection, and tucked away in this little valley. This is definitely one of my most favourite plants of all time, and this location is one of the most beautiful places I know of on this planet. So excuse me, I've got picking to do, followed by eating. Thank you, wild garlic, for your gifts. And so now to one of my favourite dishes, which is pasta with pesto. So we're going to make wild garlic pesto with all that vitality in it. So you've got all your wild garlic leaves. You can use a blender, but the best thing of all is a food processor because it doesn't jam up at all. So you stuff as many leaves as you can into the bottom of the food processor. Now we add some pine nuts and some cashew nuts, and a little bit of Himalayan salt or sea salt, whichever you like. We're also going to put a little bit of the cayenne pepper in there as well. You don't need much. And so now for the final ingredient, which is the oil. So we're using olive oil. It's possible to use hemp oil, pumpkin seed oil, but traditionally olive oil is used in the pesto, so we've got a nice organic olive oil here. And what I'll say about this is you pour some in and you blend it up, and no matter how much you put in, the thing is you probably didn't put enough in, so then you have to put a bit more in and blend it again until you get it the right consistency of a pesto. And remember, you want to be able to have it of a consistency you can get it out of the spoon, and you spoon it into the hot pasta, it starts to melt in straight away. That's really what we're after when we're making our wild pesto. So this is really as straightforward as that. You get these ingredients, I'll say them again. So it's wild garlic, and you can use other leaves. You could use basil, you could use rocket, whatever fresh, soft, young leaves would do perfectly well for this job. So you get them in there, and then you add your pine nuts and your cashew nuts. Then it's time to add your Himalayan salt and your cayenne pepper, just a small amount, and then you add olive oil and blend it up. And you'll finally need to add some more olive oil and reblend this until you get the right consistency. So obviously the more you blend it up in the food processor, the finer it's going to become, and the more olive oil you add, the easier it's going to be to melt into your pasta dish. It really is that simple. So I invite you to have a go at making your own wild garlic pesto, and may you have some really great times communing with the energies of the wild plants, and if you eat animals, also with the wild animals too. Thank you very much.